Hello my friends and welcome to Cruise118. Now today's programme is a little bit different because normally we concentrate on things like the different cruise lines and what they have to offer. Today we're looking at cruise destinations. Now I've got Karen Worrall with me, who is our destination expert. Now Karen's worked on cruise lines for years and years. You've done everything, haven't you, Karen?
I have. Thank you, John, and thank you for having me on the show. I worked on cruise ships for 15 years, from 2005 all the way until the COVID pandemic in 2020. I've been a cruise director, been a show band vocalist and onboard cruise consultant. So I've been on ships for a very long time, worked with several cruise lines that you might have sailed with, and been to 103 countries and most cruise ports around the world. Many of them multiple times, have friends all over the place, so have had a lot of cruising. And so I started, of course, when I was about 10 years old.
Because a lot of the cruise lines, when they get onto like a circuit, like when they go around the Greek islands, they just keep doing that same Greek island circuit every 7 days, don't they?
Well, they sort of can change around, and yeah, you go back to ports a lot, so it's a good way to get to know places really well.
So you get to know the places, you get to know the best places to go, and that's why we are the cruise experts. So tell us a little bit more about the Greek islands.
So today we're going to have a show all about the Greek islands. The Greek islands are one of the most popular cruising destinations in the world, and it's very easy to see why. These tiny islands with the beautiful whitewashed houses and blue domed roofs, their stunning beaches, crystal clear waters, they make perfect places to go swimming, snorkeling, scuba diving or just floating in. And not to mention the Greek food. Mediterranean dishes are some of the world's most beloved dishes, and Greece more than contributes to that, with worldwide favourites like moussaka, souvlaki, gyros and spanakopita. And so all of this is shown to the visitors by the friendly locals that show off the famous and fun Greek hospitality. Oppa! So which cruise lines sail there? Well, all of the major cruise lines actually go to the Greek islands. So whoever your favourite cruise line is to sail with, they'll be able to take you there. And John's going to have some fantastic deals a bit later on.
Yeah.
That will get you a bit more in depth about where you can go. And so we're going to take a good look at the Greek islands today, and we're going to have a look at some of the different islands that we can visit on a cruise. So where are we going to go? Well, we're going to start off in Athens, where most cruise ports start from. Cruises start from Athens. We're going to go to Santorini. We're going to go to Katakolon for Olympia, Corfu, Mykonos, Rhodes, Chania in Souda, Argostoli and Zakynthos. So let's begin in Athens. Let's take a look. Most Greek cruises start in Athens. Greece is where ancient history meets mythology and the place where democracy was born. So culture and history fans adore seeing the temples, shrines and ruins at historic sites. The Acropolis was built in the 5th century BC, 2,500 years ago, and the hill it resides on has been inhabited since prehistoric times. In ancient times, the buildings were a sanctuary and place to worship Athena, the city's namesake, and other Olympic gods. The famous cultural trilogy of Athens that are worth seeing are the Academy of Science, the University and the Library. They're all in beautiful neoclassical buildings. If you've been to Athens before, a great trip to take is to head out of the city south to Cape Sunion to see the Temple of Poseidon. It's a 40-minute drive to get there, and which you see a lot of the beautiful Greek countryside. The temple is located on 200-foot high cliffs. You can walk around and even touch ancient history and see the stunning views from the cliffs. It's really magical. I've been there myself, and it's a wonderful place to walk around. You can really imagine what it was like in ancient times. Let's take a look at a little bit more of Athens, the city. So Athens is a fascinating city. There are various historic sites plus vibrant culture-filled neighbourhoods to see. Similar to Rome, the ancient and most interesting sites are scattered throughout the city, so it's worth taking a city's tour or having time to explore it yourself. Monastiraki Square has a flea market and some fruit and vegetable stalls. It's near the ancient agora where the Athens community used to gather to discuss events of the day. You can wander around the shops and stalls and barter for a bargain, or stop for a nice strong Greek coffee or snack and people watch. The new Acropolis Museum has a lot of information about the history of the Acropolis and what each part meant to it and what ancient times was like in Athens. There were ancient settlements from different periods of time around the Acropolis as the city grew up around it, and pieces from these various settlements are displayed in the museum. Plaka is a beautiful part of the city. It's one of the nicest neighbourhoods and has lots of cosy tavernas to try Greek food, quirky cafes and striking neoclassical style buildings.
It's a great place, isn't it? An absolute great place. And one of my favourite things to do, and if you've never been to Athens before, is when the ship pulls in, just the hop-on, hop-off tour buses go from straight outside there. So you can see a lot and get on and get off where you want, can't you?
Absolutely, yeah. My top tip is if you've already been, first stop of course is the Acropolis, but if you've been before and seen the city, head out to Cape Sunion, go and see the Temple of Poseidon. It's absolutely beautiful and it's a lovely way to see a little bit more of the countryside too.
Right, where's next?
Next up, we are going to go to Katakalon. The port of Katakalon is where you can visit the town of Olympia, where the Olympic Games were first held. This is a place that I'd recommend you take a tour so you learn more about what you're seeing. Tours there usually take you to the ancient site as well as give you a taste of the modern town of Olympia and experience some famous Greek hospitality. Olympia shows you that Greece is really where modern civilization started. It's another 40-minute drive through the beautiful Greek countryside from the port to Olympia. And the most important sites here are the Temple of Zeus and Hera and the original Olympic Stadium. The temples and altars will take you back to feeling like you're there, along with the ancient gymnasium where the athletes trained. You'll also visit the Archaeological Museum where you can see the ancient Greek art. It has different pieces from different time periods over the years, so you learn a lot about it. Then you can sample local food in a typical Greek taverna and maybe even a little bit of Greek dancing.
Ooh, I like it. But actually, for me, first time I went into Katakalon and the ship docked, huge, great big ship, and it's just like one main street. You think, is this it? But obviously, you've got to get on the bus to go to Olympia. But I spent the day in a taverna, nice beer, Greek salad. Oh, it was wonderful.
Nice. And my top tip is it's good to take a tour if you go to Olympia to the ancient site, because otherwise it kind of looks like a bunch of rubble and then you'll know what everything is. And another thing to do, which is a little touristy but it's fun, is if you go into the stadium, go to the starter block where the athletes used to begin and take a picture of yourself there.
I don't think anyone would believe me.
Me neither, to be fair. All right, let's go to our next port, which is Santorini. Santorini is one of the most popular of the Greek islands, and we've got a lovely video here from Celebrity Cruises to show you it. This is my favourite island. The island itself is unique. It's built around a caldera, which is a volcanic crater, and the villages are perched on top of the rugged cliffs with the ubiquitous ancient whitewashed stone houses with blue domes perched literally on the edge of the cliffs. Now your ship tenders into the bottom of the cliff, and once you get to the top, you will fall in love with Santorini too. With comfortable chic cafes, bars and restaurants, all with great views of the caldera and your ship in the bay. It's a perfect place to stop and enjoy. If you want to escape the crowds of Fira, which is the town that you stop in first, then I would recommend heading over to Ia, which is usually quieter, because most people don't head out there. Its Cycladic architecture is Instagram worthy at every corner. And there's also the village of Pyrgos, which has vineyards where the white wine varieties Assyrtiko, Athiri and Aidana are produced. So it's a great place if you do love trying local wine. History buffs will enjoy visiting the ruins of the Bronze Age settlement of Akrotiri, which was covered in ash from the Minoan volcanic eruption in the 16th century, which has very well preserved houses and artefacts.
Do you know what I like doing? If his ship is staying in, you know, later to the night, in the evening, just before sundown, go up to the top, and the view as you watch the sunset is amazing. And you'll never believe how many thousands of people it can squash into a ledge as they're all taking the cameras. It's brilliant.
Absolutely, yeah. And my top tip is to head over to Ia as well. As I said, it's quieter. And my favourite two things to check out over there, there's a little bookstore, which doesn't sound that exciting. It's called Atlantis Books. It's in a kind of cave-like place, and it's a meeting place for artists. So it's quite fun, and you can get great books. Like I've got one all about the history of Ia, and it's maritime history. There's a maritime museum just around the corner as well, and lots of local art. So I would head over to Ia and check out that.
Right.
Okay, next up, let's go to Corfu.
Ooh.
The Ionian island of Corfu is stunning with its verdant forests and cerulean blue waters. Paleokastritsa Bay is the perfect place to go out on a boat trip and explore the small bays and grottos. Narrow roads go around the island to the north coast past cliffside villages, giving panoramic views of the Aegean Sea and surrounding islands. Glyfada Beach is a popular chic beach resort where you can sit back and sip a cocktail or swim and snorkel in the lovely blue waters after you've spent time exploring the island. It's a great place just to sit back and relax, enjoy the sea, enjoy the sun, and have a little cocktail as well. Now, if you are a wine fan, wine is made on Corfu too. You can visit the vineyards on a ship tour or drive out on your own if you hire a car. You can see how the wine is made, view the traditional olive presses, which are still used today, and of course sample the wine and the olives. Old Corfu town has Venetian forts, French architecture, and neoclassical buildings. The Esplanade is one of Europe's largest structures, and it's the ideal spot to have a real Greek lunch and people watch at the Listern, which is the arcade once frequented by Greek aristocrats. The Old Fortress is a 15th century cliffside fort which was built by the Venetians to protect the Byzantine castle inside. So it is definitely worth a visit as well.
Do you know what? I lived in Corfu for 6 months, and just where the front is, there's the only cricket pitch in Greece there. You should have seen me and my whites.
Did you have a little game?
No, I was just drinking, watching, you know.
Oh, fair enough. Well, my tip there is go and visit the fort. It's really interesting, and allow yourself at least an hour to get a good look around it as well.
Yeah.
Okay, next up, we're going to head to Mykonos.
Wow.
Mykonos is another favourite island to cruise to. It has tiny, winding marble streets lined with white houses with bougainvillea draping down. Wander the town with its shops with local specialties including linen and silver, and see the stunning beaches to relax on. Elia Beach is one of the longest white-sanded beaches on the island, and it's also great for water sports. Anomera is a lovely town in the centre of the island with 16th century monastery of Panagia, Turliani, and its gorgeous marble bell tower. So this is a wonderful place to visit. Wander around, you see the ancient icon paintings inside the building as well. From Mykonos, you can also take a trip over to the UNESCO World Heritage Site on the island of Delos, where according to Greek mythology, the twin gods Apollo and Artemis were born. Sites here include the Temple of Apollo and the Classical Theatre, which has space for more than 5,000 spectators, and it dates all the way back to 88 BC.
Do you know what, when you think about that, building something like that at that time, you know, they never had dumper trucks and cranes, did they? Do you know, it must have been amazing to see them doing it.
Absolutely, it's amazing. My tip for you when you're in Mykonos, both John and I like to try the local food everywhere we go, don't we?
Do I look like a man who doesn't like to try local food?
Me too. And so when you're wandering around the town, there's little restaurants. There's an area with a lot of them. As you walk around, keep an eye out for a pelican. Now, he's huge. He's about this big. He's pink and he's very cute. He's very friendly. And he knows he's very cute and friendly, and he knows people like to take his photo. So he just wanders around near the restaurants all the day looking cute. And then the restaurant owners will give him a fish. So if you see him around, take pictures, you'll see him get a fish, and it's a nice thing to see while you walk around.
It's brilliant, isn't it? It's very, very funny.
It is. And also, if you like silver, that's a specialty of the island there. And I actually got these earrings, my favourite ones, in Mykonos. So all handcrafted things there. All right, next up, we're going to head to Rhodes. The old town of Rhodes is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The winding streets are fantastic to wander around. It has medieval castles, ruins, and the striking palace of the Grand Master, which was built in the 14th century. This is definitely a great one to visit. You can see the ancient fortress was great at protecting the city, and the walls all around it as well encapsulate all the old town together, and you can wander around and learn all about it. Faliraki village is great to visit if you fancy a beach day for sunning and swimming. Leather is a specialty in Corfu. There's lots of family-run shops, so if you do like that, check that out there too. And the ancient walls are a wonderful place to walk around the town because you get wonderful views of the city from within and also the sea out with it as well. So I really like Rhodes, it's lovely. And I've got a little tip for you while you're there. They have an old tradition in Rhodes and in a lot of places actually, where it's a military tradition where people would drink beer out of a boot of their fellow soldiers or their captain before or after a battle. And so people used to do that. Thankfully, they don't drink out of real boots today. But in all of the pubs in Rhodes, you can actually get a beer boot. It's basically a glass that's in the shape of a boot. And so you can get one from a little tiny half pint all the way up to a big 2-litre one if you're feeling very adventurous. So if you like beer, then go grab a boot of beer.
Do you know what? I've got one of them at home. It must have been brought to me by someone, who came home from holiday there. But the only thing is, when you get to the bottom and it gets to the bottom of the boot, you just suddenly get a gush of beer straight, all over your face. I thought it was them having a laugh with me,
That's all part of the fun, I think.
It is, yeah.
Okay, we've got 3 more islands left, so let's take a look at those. Next up, we have Chania, which is on the island of Crete, and this is near Suda. It has a mix of Venetian, Greek, and Turkish culture on the island from the different cultures that have been there over the years. It's got pastel-coloured buildings, shops, and ancient tavernas, and it's a great place to sample Greek seaside cuisine, especially if you like the seafood, which I do as well. Or you can take a chef-led cooking class to learn some local Cretan dishes made with local olive oil. The ruins of Knossos is a palatial site that dates back to 1500 BC, and it was actually hidden underground until the 1900s when the site was unearthed. So that means everything is extremely well preserved. You can even see paint that's that old. Next up, we're going to Argostoli, which is the capital of the island of Kefalonia. It's a home to the Deposit Bridge, which is the longest stone bridge over sea in the entire world. You can admire the scenery and check out the views down to Myrtos Beach, which is the most dramatic beach in Greece, and it's more than a mile long. It's a very nice place to go if you love seeing that beautiful Aegean Sea, swimming in the waters, looking at the waters, and just relaxing on the beach. Next up, we're in Zakynthos, which has scenic craggy cliffs and sparkling water in all the different shades of blue. Its beaches are heavenly. And Navaggio Beach is one of the best ones to visit. It's very interesting because it has a shipwreck right there on the shore. So that's a little bit of a taste of the Greek islands.
Oh, that was lovely. And it's strange, isn't it? Like, you said there about Zakynthos. Well, of course, a lot of people call it Zante, don't they, over here? And also, when I first went to Corfu, I had to fly there via Athens. And I got there and I couldn't find Corfu anywhere on the dashboard. And of course, in Greek, it's called Kikara, which is very different to Corfu, isn't it? But they're all very individual islands. What's your favourite island?
My favourite overall, I have to say, is Santorini. I know it's lots of people's favourite, but it's beautiful. It's so dramatic, the way the villages are up on the cliff, and Ia is my favourite. And I love going down to the volcanic sands as well on the beaches. And if you go out on a 4x4, then you can go around and explore that island. There's lots to do. And of course, while you're on all the islands, try the local Greek food as well, and some wine.
The wines, the Greek wines are gorgeous, aren't they? There's also the food as well, and if you've got someone with you who knows a bit about the Greek food, it really is. The mezzanines and all that are brilliant. They're absolutely. I love a Greek salad, mate. True Greek salad. Been brilliant having you with us, Karen. Thank you very much for giving all your knowledge over to us. You must come back.
Thank you very much.
You must come back and see us again soon. Now listen, if you want to know more about any of the areas we talk about, just give us a call. Numbers on the bottom of the screen, and our cruise advisors will help you in any way they can. That's what they are. They are the cruise experts. So, we've seen all around the Greek islands. Thanks very much to Karen. I'll tell you what, shall we have a look at some deals around the Greek islands? But let's start off by seeing why you should book with Cruise118. Well, obviously, the first reason to book with us is we've got the best price guarantee. Just pop over to our website to get all the details on that at cruise118.com. We are the cruise experts. We don't do country cottages and holiday parks and stuff like that. We just do cruises, and we can tailor make them especially for you. When you book with us, you book with confidence because we're ABTA and ATOL bonded. So therefore, your money is safe. And when it comes to reviews, do you know what? Our lovely customers leave lovely remarks about us. Go and check them out online. You'll be amazed. And then, of course, we're part of the world's largest cruise retailer. Now that means something. We've got so much to offer you, so why don't you get in touch? Numbers on the bottom of the screen as always. Now then, we're starting off with the Celebrity Constellation. Now this is a lovely ship. We're going here around Italy, Turkey and the Greek islands. This is going on the 16th of May this year for 10 nights. We're going to start off by flying you from the UK out to Venice for Ravenna. Now once again, do you know, we're going to pick you up at the airport and take you down to Ravenna as well. That's all included. And then we cruise out Catacalon. Now we were speaking about this earlier on and how lovely it is, and you can go on the excursions to go and see Olympia and where the first Greek islands, where the first Olympic Games are held. Santorini. Karen was saying it's her favourite island, her favourite of them all. And yeah, it's not hard to see why. Then we're into Kusadasi in Turkey, where you can go to Ephesus for the day. This is truly an amazing place. And of course in Kusadasi, it's great for shopping as well. Then we're off to Thessalonica. Once again, a lovely place just to relax. Maybe take in a restaurant. So yeah, it's great. Mykonos. Go and see the penguin. Go and have a look, a word with him. It's going to be lovely. You're going to really enjoy it all. That's what it's all about. Zakynthos. Zante, as it's known. Zakynthos town is brilliant as well. It really is a lovely place just to wander around. And then we're finally back into Ravenna. That's where we're going to pick you up, take you back to the airport and fly you back to the UK. I mean, look at this. It's an amazing price, isn't it? And remember, this is an all-inclusive cruise. We've included so much in this for you, so much. Let's have a look at the full details on this one so we can get you involved straight away. Now, remember, apart from your return flights with baggage allowance and all that sort of thing, this is based on the London flights. If you want to go from regional airports, give us a call. It's a 10-night all-inclusive cruise. We've included your classic drinks package, your Wi-Fi, and your gratuities and tips. They're all included. And, you know, if you can't go on this date, give us a call. Give us a call. We can do other dates as well. Don't get hung up on, oh, I can't go on that. If it was only a week later, give us a call. There's the number on the bottom of the screen, 0808 2585 118. Give us a call and we'll get you on your way. That is a brilliant deal and at a brilliant price, especially when you consider it's all inclusive. Now then, we're going on the Regal Princess around the Greek islands, Italy and Turkey. Now this particular cruise is going on the 7th of May and we're going to be away for 14 nights. This is going to be gorgeous, isn't it? We're going to fly you from the UK out to Rome. Now when you get to Rome, we're going to make sure that you get down to Civitavecchia. That's where the cruise port for Rome is. You'll get on board, you'll go to the buffet, everybody does, and then we're going to cruise out. Our first port of call is Naples. Maybe go to Pompeii for the day. Have a look around. It's a brilliant place. And by the way, we can pre-book the excursions for you. Then we're off to Crete and Heraklion. This area of Greece is amazing. And I'll tell you what, some of the shopping in Heraklion is brilliant. Then we're into Kusadasi again. We can go to Ephesus. And by the way, Kusadasi, some of the shopping, you know, they have all the real fake goods there. Istanbul is next. You know, there's the Grand Mosque and, you know, to go around all the souks and the Medinas and there, incredible to have a look around. Then we're back into Mykonos. I mean, Mykonos is a wonderful island. Do you know, even if you just dip your toe in the sea, have a day at the beach, it's wonderful. Then we're into Piraeus for Athens. Now, this is what we were talking about before. There's so much to see and do here. Or you just get the hop on, hop off tour bus. It takes you right up. It really does. Santorini. Now, what I would say is here, if you're going to stay late, get back up onto that shelf and have a look at the sunset. It's amazing. Kotor in Montenegro. As you cruise in and you cruise out, it's like going through, well, like the fjords. It really is. And then Sicily. You know, Messina, once again, where the ship pulls in, it's right in the heart of the city centre. So you're right there. Napoli, Naples. Absolutely wonderful. And do you know what they've got in the old town of Naples now? They have a great big aquarium there, which you're going to really love. And then finally, we're into Barcelona. That's where we're going to meet you, take you to the airport and fly you back to the UK. Now, this is a 14-night all-inclusive full board cruise. Now, what you can add to this, for an extra £30 a day, you can add your premium all-inclusive drinks, your Wi-Fi and your gratuities. Well worth thinking about. Well worth thinking about. Let's have a look at the details on this, shall we? So we can get you involved in it. Do you know, remember we've included return flights with your luggage allowance, overseas transfers, 14-night full board cruise, and remember that upgrade to the premium all-inclusive drinks package, your Wi-Fi, and then all of course your gratuities and tips, and all for just £30 a day. I think this is going to be wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. And if you want to get involved, all you do is you dial that number on the bottom of the screen, 0808 2585 118, and you'll be through to one of our cruise experts who will help you with everything you need to know. And remember, you know, if you can't go that date, give us a call. We do other dates as well. That's what we're here for. We're here to help you and make sure that you have the best time ever. Okay. Let's move on to our next deal now, and with Royal Caribbean's Odyssey of the Seas going around the Greek islands on the 12th of June this year for 7 nights. Now, once again, lovely time of year to be doing this. We're going to go fly you from the UK out to Rome. When you get to Rome, we're going to get you to Civitavecchia, which is the port for Rome, of course. And once again, so much involved here. Then we're going to cruise out Santorini. Do you know, as Karen was saying earlier on, there's so much to do. You can get the cable car up to the top of the town as well. Once again, we're back into Kusadasi because you'd want to go to Ephesus. If you're in this area, why wouldn't you want to go to Ephesus? It's an amazing place. Go in the morning, by the way. In the afternoon, it's really hot. Mykonos is next. Mykonos, a brilliant place just to relax and chill out. And, you know, the lovely whitewashed places there. Naples, once again, the city of Naples, where the ship pulls in, they have one of those little touristy trains that takes you all around. And then we're back in to Civitavecchia. That's where we're going to fly you back to the UK. Now, this is Royal Caribbean International, and you know their ships are just wonderful, you know that. Let's have a look at the full details on this one so we can get you involved in it, shall we? Once again, Royal Caribbean International. This includes your return flights with luggage from London. If you want to go from Manchester or Leeds, it's an extra £50. Overseas transfers, 7 nights full board, and a reduced deposit right now of just £75. So there's no reason not to get involved in this one. And once again, if you say, oh, 12th of June, John, I can't do it, we can do other dates. Just give us a call, 0808 2585 118. It couldn't be simpler, and we'll get you involved, and you'll just love Royal Caribbean International. Now then, talking of Royal Caribbean International, how do you fancy winning a free cruise? In the Met? Well, I thought you would. Let's have a look at this. This is your chance with our Flavours of the Mediterranean competition to go. All you have to do is go to our website, cruise118.com/TV, and then just click through, take part, and you're in the draw. You know what they say? You've got to be in it to win it. Someone's got to win it. Someone's got to win it. And I want it to be you because I love you. Really, seriously, go and take part because this is the only way to get yourself involved. It really is an amazing way to do it. Well, what an amazing program we've had. Thanks very much indeed for Karen. She's already having a cup of coffee over there, enjoyed herself. I'll see you next time. In the meantime, carry on cruising.